You're watching NCAA Gymnastics on Big 12 now on ESPN+. This is the second annual Women's Empowerment Meet here from the WVU Coliseum as West Virginia welcomes Eastern Michigan, Towson, and conference rival Iowa State to Morgantown. I'm Michael Minnick, joined by former Mountaineer gymnast and assistant coach Kaylin Millick. Let's talk a bit about these four teams, Kaylin. First, West Virginia, a mixed bag at Towson last Friday. Yes, you finished third. Yes, you struggled in bars, but some great individual stuff on floor from Emily Holmes-Hackard and a good beam rotation as well.
Yeah, for sure, Michael. Thanks for having me here again. We're excited to be in the Coliseum. I feel like if every week we could be here, we would, because we have so much fun up here. So, yeah, ultimately, it's still early in the season. You want to see people stepping up to start to solidify those lineups at this point. But Jason was just really disappointed, mostly in letting a good opportunity slip away last week. They had a great bar rotation going the first three up and then had some mistakes, kind of more conservative mistakes, and they want to make sure they're going out and being aggressive and just doing what they're doing in practice. Jason said they're technically there, but they just got to get their confidence.
That rotation, 52nd in the nation in road to nationals. That's the worst for West Virginia. Let's talk about this Towson team. 2 meets in, had their best opening road score ever, followed with their best opening home score ever to finish second against West Virginia and New Hampshire last week.
Yeah, absolutely. They're hitting a stride. You know, we talked with Coach Jay Ramirez, and he just talked about the culture they've been building over the past couple of years. He finally has a senior class that's gone with them through, so it's just about the culture and just they hold each other accountable. They're really just backing each other up and getting the job done. They had some solid returners. They're just excited about the depth that they have, and they're able to use it, and they're able to start off really well.
This Eastern Michigan team is 0-5, but they've shown consistent improvement through their first 3 meets.
They have, and that's something that their head coach Katie talked about too, is just improving a little bit at a time, you know, not really making big adjustments, but just getting the ball rolling this season.
As the ball begins, Iowa State, the fourth team. We'll talk about them here in just a minute.
Yep, Kiana Lewis with a stick. What a start for the Mountaineers. I will say that they warmed up this event so well. It's good to get, you know, the ball rolling with a very good vault, and that was a good start by Kiana.
You see West Virginia on vault, Iowa State on bars, Towson on beam, Eastern Michigan on floor. Let's talk about this Iowa State team a little bit. We mentioned earlier a conference rival of West Virginia here in the Big 12. And in just a 4-team conference, you see these schools a lot during the regular season and then conference championships.
Yeah, it's an exciting rivalry. You know, we talked to their coach, head coach Jay Ronayne, and he was like, you know, I ultimately want to win, but we're excited to be here. The energy is always good between these two teams. And ultimately, this is where they're going to be competing for the Big 12 championship.
And we saw Iowa State answer a good vault from West Virginia by an excellent routine, 1 bars to begin their rotation today.
That's all these teams want, is just a good solid start for each of these events.
West Virginia comes in ranked tied for 38th on vault. Iowa State, this is their weakest event. They're 58th in the nation on bars. Towson's been excellent on being 34th in the nation. Eastern Michigan 55th on floor. So a chance here maybe for West Virginia and Towson to create a bit of separation early on if they can do what they've normally been doing this season.
And that's been the main theme talking to all these coaches this week, is just competing how you practice, getting those nerves out. We have a couple meets in. You just got to start to get the job done.
9.825 for Kiana Lewis. Here's Kiana Yancey.
Another Yurchenko, full slate hop backwards, super clean though, big ball in the air. She's one that just nails this event and makes it look easy.
Couple changes for West Virginia. This vault lineup has been their youngest all year. Brooke Irwin, who we'll see in a little bit, Carly Nelson, Emma Wary, pretty new to this West Virginia team. We'll see them here in just a little bit. But leading off with the 2 Kianas is a nice way to set the tone.
It really is. Here's another look at Kiana Yancey's vault here. Nice entry, good in the air. Slight pike down, which is why she probably took that hop, but overall clean vault.
Madeline Langkamp leads off 1 bars for Iowa State with a 9.775. This is Hannah William performing now.
Nice clean handstand there. Beautiful blind change into a pike Jaeger. Another hit handstand there. Back salto.
.975 the score for Kiana Yancey.
And you just saw Brooke, the freshman on vault. She does a Yurchenko layout half, and she just nailed that landing. She's done that so many times in practice. We've been waiting to see that here in the Coliseum.
Yeah, she's vaulted in every meet so far, coming off a 9.725 at Towson. Season best is a 9.75, and I think that'll be in that neighborhood again.
For sure. I knew she was going to nail it one time.
Second look at that vault.
Again, really nice in the air. She almost flares it at the end. Tiny, tiny bit of a hop, but just a great, great vault.
Ella Chimani, the versatile floor competitor for Eastern Michigan, leads off with a 9.525 for the Eagles. 9.75 the score, just being shown on beam for Towson. Lauren Bolin, Chris Valancourt, their first two competitors today. Much like West Virginia, going with two experienced gymnasts to lead off this rotation.
Here's Carly Nelson, also a freshman, going on vault. Another nice Yuchenko full peg down at the end. Like I said before, makes that hop, but overall clean vault in the air.
Kyrie Lowe, Michaela Stuckey, Anna Grace McCullough, Kaden Crossan, and Raisa Boris are the competitors in this rotation coming up for Eastern Michigan.
Another look at Carly's vault here. You can see right at the end where she pikes down. It's big in the air, but you got to make sure her hips are flat. Judges are going to take off of that, and then the hop as well.
There's Valancourt on the bars for Iowa State right now, getting ready to dismount.
Nice double layout there. She stuck it. Legs were apart in the air, but again, we're at this angle. I don't know what the judges can see from the side, but.
How about a 9.85 for Brooke Irwin, breaking her career high by 0.1 points?
It's exciting. It's going to build her confidence. Like I said, those sticks are going to come with experience and kind of getting the first meet jitters out.
How do you find the balance at home between feeding off the energy and not getting a little bit too excited?
And there's Abby Pearson. It is hard. I mean, it's a great arena to compete in. There's a lot of fans here today for the women's empowerment meet. You almost sometimes get a little bit too much adrenaline, so you got to, like you said, you got to find that balance of, you know, making sure we're not going overboard. But ultimately, if they're going to make mistakes, Jason said he wants them to be aggressive mistakes. But overall, no mistakes on vault so far.
We talked to each coach about that as you see a replay of that vault, that you want to make those aggressive mistakes rather than those tentative mistakes, especially at this point in the season when you've got a couple meets under your belt.
For sure. And Abby Pearson just doing the full still this year. I saw her stick that in warm-up, so if she can get that stick, it's going to be a big score.
Grace Valancourt with a 9.75, so a pair of 9.75s for Towson on beam. Still waiting for the second score on floor for Kyrie Lowe and the Eagles. 9.675 for Carly Nelson, 9.775 for Abby Pearson. Emma Weary waiting on deck to complete this rotation for West Virginia, but it's a good start. You've put up 5 solid scores. Now it's just a matter of can you boost it a little bit more with what Weary can do.
We'll see what Emma can do here. She's probably hungry her first meet. She had a little bit of a mishap with a slipped hand, so take a look at her vault here. She does a different vault, a front handspring pike front half, 10-0 vault.
You see the power on that. Very powerful vault, as we'll break that down in the replay, but West Virginia has to be happy with this first rotation on vault.
For sure. They warmed up very good, and it's a good start. Every one of these teams just wants to start with good energy and just be able to carry that through, even if there's a mistake.
So West Virginia right now looking to drop a 9.675 pending Weary's score. 9.65 the score from Lauren Thomas, third on bars for Iowa State. Natalie Horowitz is our fourth competitor. Clara Hong is the next on beam for Towson. 9.5 the score for Kyrie Lowe, and for Michaela Stuckey is on now.
Here's another look at that front entry vault. You have to have huge power there. A little bit hop forward, chest down, but for a first time out in the Coliseum as a freshman, very good. And like I said, that's a 10-0 start value. So.
Yeah, and coming off a 9.05 at Florida, you sit for a couple weeks, you probably think about that maybe a little too much. To bounce back today, huge.
Something that Jason said Emma's been working on is not overanalyzing in practice, just kind of using her talent and just getting confident, not overthinking.
And 9.825 will give you some confidence as well.
I would say so. Mountaineers should be really happy with this first rotation.
West Virginia will post a 49.025 on vault. Their season best coming in was 48.9, so exactly the start Jason Butts and his team wants.
For sure. Definitely want to get in those 49 ranges. We're getting to the point in the season where we're going to start seeing that. It's just going to build your confidence and get to those 196s. Really?
Go ahead.
Really nice leap series on beam. She was showing that 180 split for Towson.
Clara Hong with a 9.8 on beam for Towson, so they posted a pair of 9.75s and a 9.8 halfway through their first rotation. Ends
with the dismount. Cartwheel gainer full at the stuck landing. Towson really looking to build on each score, and they've been doing that so far here.
Laura Cook waiting her turn on bars for Iowa State. Norwich, England native, a senior, one of the veterans on this team. Season best of a 9.825 in this event, had a 9.9 last February on bars.
Something that Iowa State's done really well is really over the past 5 seasons, they've been in that top 25. They ended really, really well at regionals last year. They returned 7 of their seniors and 2 grad students this year, all that combined 31 routines of 9.9 plus. So Iowa State really has a good crew that can put up some big numbers.
Look again at that pass from Eastern Michigan on 4.
Really nice bar routine going here for Iowa State.
Horowitz with a 7.6, so that's a score Iowa State would love to get rid of.
Nice cast handstand there. Really clean swinging. Dismount here. Nice double layout. Tiny hop, but after the last routine, that was a great, great comeback routine. That's exactly what Jay said they wanted to work on, is if there is a mistake, you just got to regroup and move on, and that's exactly what just happened. That was a very nice routine.
Logan Boswell will finish the rotation for Iowa State on bars once we get the score. Sarah Giroux and Lauren Keener still to go on beam for Towson after Jenna White's posted a 9.725. Stuckey with a 9.7 on 4 for Eastern Michigan. This is Anna Grace McCullough performing now.
Beam series here, triple series, very nice back handspring layout, step out. Front layout, front double full on floor. Really difficult pass, side stepped a little bit under rotated. She's got some really fun choreography.
Cook with a 9.7 on bars for Iowa State. Here's Boswell.
Towson ending with a really nice dismount, another stuck landing. Really good bar routine going here.
Boswell with a season best of 9.675, has a 9.9 from 2021.
Gearing up for the dismount here. Another double layout. Step backwards there.
So Iowa State able to drop that low score from Horowitz, so they're pretty happy, I would say, with their first rotation. Get the mine out of the way.
I think so. And like for all these teams, it's still the beginning of the season. You really want to start solidifying those lineups. But Jay said they're a little bit lacking in depth on bars this year. It's one of their events that they haven't been as consistent on. So sometimes just getting through that event until you start to build your confidence is what you can do.
One of the big reasons why they haven't had what they wanted on bars is the absence of Michaela Maxwell, who's not competed this year. Second team All-American on vault last year.
Another look at that dismount. You can see she pikes down at the end there. Makes her take that step backwards.
9.8 the score for Sarah Giroux on beam for Towson.
Getting ready for a series there. Nice back handspring layout, step out.
Kaden Crossan about to compete on 4 for Eastern Michigan. Boswell with a 9.725, so Iowa State gets up a 48.275 in the first rotation. Towson with a 48.825 already, winning the score from their 6th competitor, Keener, who's on the beam right now. Excellent dismounts.
Nice gainer. Gainer full dismount, another stuck landing. Those are the 10s that you do not want to give away. Like I said last broadcast, those are like your free throws in basketball. Those are easy points that you just don't want to miss out on. So overall, adds to your score at the end of the day.
We talked going into this rotation about this being a key rotation for West G and Towson. Both teams performing very well.
They are. It's exactly the start you want to have. It starts the meet out strong, and then you can just build your confidence from there.
Iowa State right around what their best score of the year was on bars, 48.25. So some improvement from Jay Ronane's team today.
Nice leap series there on floor, showing 180 split.
Keener finishes with a 9.825 for Towson, a 48.925 in this rotation for the Tigers. As you see Caden Crossan finish up. Raisa Boris will finish off this rotation for the Eagles and for all 4 teams competing here at the Coliseum.
Really solid floor routine.
Pats and fist bumps there for Caden Crossan after completing her rotation.
Hayden's been a really solid competitor for Eastern Michigan. She shows a lot of leadership and just her overall composure and just competing in an all-around position. It really helps kind of fuel the other girls on the team.
Raisa Boris was fantastic in Eastern Michigan's last meet. Career highs across the board, vault, bars, beam, floor exercise, and all around. Coming off a 9.85 at home against Ball State in the last meet. She'll finish off this rotation for the Eagles.
See how she can do here. Getting ready for the first pass. On off handspring double pike. She pops to lunge. Gearing up for second pass. Beautiful, round off 1.5 front layout. This is that part of the routine where you just kind of regroup, get your breath, but have some fun along the way as well. Nice switch half split jump. Judges really want to see that 180 and above split. Knees straight, toes pointed, and also your arms in the right position. Last pass here. On off handspring double tuck.
Raisa Boris finishing off the first rotation for Eastern Michigan, and you see why she's been scoring so well on floor this year.
For sure. Really solid routine. Little things here and there if I want to be nitpicky, you know, a little bit of movement on the front foot and that last pass. Those are things that you'll work on throughout the season.
Take a second look at this pass.
Middle pass here. Beautiful round off 1.5. Really nothing to take on that.
So Raisa Boris finishes out the first rotation for Eastern Michigan, and us here will be back with first rotation scores. Get you ready for the second rotation. You're watching NCAA Gymnastics on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus from Morgantown. Welcome back to the WVU Coliseum. Michael Minnick alongside Kaylin Milk. We've completed one rotation here at the Coliseum. West Virginia with the lead after a 49.025 on vault, followed by Towson, a 48.925 on beam. Eastern Michigan puts up a 48.55 on floor. Iowa State 48.275 on bars. So West Virginia with their best score of the year on vault, and going into the bars rotation where they struggled last week. How important is that to have some confidence coming off the first rotation?
It's really important. It's a really good start. Like Jason had been saying last week, they need to be able to capitalize on this start, and it's a good opportunity that's presented to them. They need to be able to grasp it and really run away with it. So we'll see how we start off this event.
Early leaders, Brooke Irwin with a 9.85, the freshman on vault for West Virginia. Madeline Langkamp put up a 9.775 on bars leading off for Iowa State. Lauren Keener closed for Towson with a 9.825 on beam. And then Hayden Crossan's 9.8, the best on floor for Eastern Michigan as vault gets underway.
Nice start for Eastern Michigan on vault. Really nice in the air. A little bit of knees that are bent, but she stuck the landing, so she's making up for some points there.
We talked about WVU maybe being a little bit leery about this rotation. It's really true for all four schools. WVU comes in 52nd on bars. Iowa State 44th on beam. Towson 39th on floor. Eastern Michigan 62nd on vault. So if there's going to be a pitfall for these four teams, they're probably expecting it to maybe come here in this rotation.
We have Kiana Yancey starting off the event. She is such a strong leader. Huge pack salto, nice cast to handstand there. Huge Maloney half into a cast handstand. That's something she struggles with, and she really nailed it that time. Huge double layout here and a stuck landing. I think that might be her 9.9.
Yeah, very well could be.
That was a beautiful routine.
And we talked about WVU struggles on bars. The first part of the rotation wasn't the problem. They were excellent. It was later on that things kind of went south for Jason Butt's team.
For sure, and that's such a good first three to have on that event. We just got to find the three that are going to step up and continue that greatness at the beginning.
Second vault coming from Eastern Michigan.
Ryachenko tuck full there.
Sophia Rios. Ella Chamati had a 9.65 leading off for the Eagles.
See the dismount there for Iowa State. Took a step backwards, kind of shows some under rotation. The judges are definitely going to take on that.
Rios, Paris, Lewis, Fisher, and Boris, the six vaulting for Eastern Michigan.
Just waiting the scores for the bar rotation. Kendra Combs getting ready to go next.
Seems like the bar scores are a little bit slow coming in the first rotation, so that's something we'll keep an eye on. What do you do as a gymnast right now when you have a little bit of downtime and you're so focused on what you're about to do, but you can't do it yet?
Honestly, you just can't get in your head. Sometimes I would look at some teammates and kind of make some jokes, just stay light. You don't want to get too serious because then you can kind of overthink. So just staying light on your feet and just getting ready to get the job done.
Almost for Yancey, 9.875 to lead off on bars. Kendra Combs up now.
Beautiful cast handstand. Another Maloney, straight to a pack salto. Again, a little leg separation, but we can see that from our angle. Beautiful pirouette on to handstand on the low bar there. Another cast handstand that's hit, blind full on top. Double tuck dismount and a stuck landing. She is pumped about that, and she should be.
Coming off a 9.875 at Towson last week, just a hair off her career high of a 9.9.
Like I said, it is so important to have two athletes, three, that are going to start the rotation like this. Sticks are contagious in this sport, I promise you. So if we can just keep this momentum going, it's going to be a good rotation.
Anna Lee on deck for West Virginia. And then we're going to see Miranda Smith compete for the first time as a mountaineer.
There is nothing like the first time out there competing.
Isabella Minervini with a 9.875 to clean out for Towson. They've had an impressive meet. What do you remember about your first time?
Oh, gosh. It was a long time ago now. I don't even know. It's just such a surreal moment. I don't even know if you can put it into words. It's something I'll remember forever.
So much work goes into that moment as well.
Another look at Kendra's dismount. You can feel the excitement up here.
Molly Paris with a 9.725 on vault for Eastern Michigan. That's their best through three gymnast. You just saw Emma Lewis compete.
Beautiful middle pass there for Towson. Super clean. They're definitely looking to build off that 9.875 start as well.
9.825 the score for Combs, second on bars for West Virginia. Isabella Minervini excellent on floor with a 9.875 for Towson. Grace Valancourt, much like she was in the first rotation, second up for the Tigers on floor.
We have Anna Lee here going on bars, third up for the Mountaineers. Nice straddle Jaeger. Pack salto into a switch kip. Gearing up for the second half here. Short on that handstand there. Nice double layout. pretty big step backwards, but honestly, Anna had a little bit of a mess up last week, so it's hard to come back that next routine the next week. You don't want to overthink it, so she got the job done well.
9.675 last week at Towson, coming off a 9.725 and then a 9.8 in the opener at Florida. So you know it's there, just a matter of putting it together on the meet day itself.
For sure, and that's the theme we've heard from all these coaches on each event. It's just not overthinking when you go out to compete. You practice, or if you want to compete, how you practice, and just use the confidence and the talent that you have.
Still winning the beam score for Kelsey Boychik, Josie Bersham, Natalie Horowitz, Logan Boswell will be next.
Another look at Anna's dismount.
For Horowitz is about bouncing back from that bars routine, but she's one of the veterans on this team, came back for an extra year. You know, she can handle it mentally.
She did, absolutely. And, you know, she had an injury last year. She wasn't super happy with how she ended. She did not want to end her career that way. So Jay said that she is so determined, almost used the word uncommonly determined, because she will run through walls to put up scores for this team. That just shows such dedication. So
Paulina Belanovsky on floor for Towson, one of their highly touted freshmen. Season best of a 9.775 at Rutgers in the opener.
Here's a look at first time out for Miranda Smith as a Mountaineer. Some nice free hip handstand to Tkachev there. A little bit rushed in that handstand, but beautiful shoot of her hands. She always sticks that. Getting ready for the dismount here. Nice double out, tiny step there. But first meet out, like we said, there's nothing like that feeling. She handled it so well.
Officially a Mountaineer now, she has competed.
No better feeling.
Fisher with a 9.525 on vault for Eastern Michigan. They've just completed their second rotation. Lee with a 9.7 in front of Smith. Boychik with a 9.825 second on beam for Iowa State. So the beam has been a strength so far for Towson and now Iowa State.
It's a good place to be. Beam is always that event that can be your nemesis. If you're really strong in the event, it's great, but you just never know what's going to happen. You're up there, you got to stay focused. You cannot be one single step ahead of yourself. You just got to be in the moment.
Brooke Albin, Chloe Asper will close out the rotation on bars for West Virginia. Paulina Belanovsky done on floor for Towson. Paige Casper will be next for the Tigers.
Replay of Miranda's dismount there. You can see a little bit of a pike down. Makes her step at the ends, but first time nerves. Like I said, she handled it really well.
9.65 the final score on vault for Eastern Michigan. So they are halfway done here at the Coliseum with their day.
Nice beam routine going for Iowa State. She's a really tall gymnast. So some height, beautiful leap series. She's aggressive too. Shows her confidence. Brooke Albin going here. Big Delchev, a little bit close to the bar there. Nice free up handstand, shoot over handstand, very clean.
Albin had a 9.875 last week at Towson, moved a little bit deeper in the rotation today.
See how she does in this spot. Ready for the dismount. Another nice double out. Clean hop backwards. You really, really want to show that control on these dismounts for all these teams.
Josie Bergstrom was done on beam as Belanovsky posts a 9.775 on floor. They're halfway done are the Tigers. 48.175 the rotation score for Eastern Michigan on vault. They're now with a team total of 96.725 through 2 rotations. Miranda Smith with a 9.65 in the 4th spot for West Virginia.
Another look at Brooks' dismount there. Again, just a little bit too excited to get the routine done. She really shows that control. Nice big double pike first pass for Towson.
$9.85 the score being shown towards us on beam for Boswell, waiting on the judge that has their back to us to post their score. So we get the final one for the Cyclones on beam.
Towson really doing a good job on floor, executing each pass and also executing their dance. You don't think the judges, you think the judges stop paying attention, but they really do pay attention to toe point. A little bit of sass goes a long way.
It's a good motto in life, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Albin with a 9.65. Brooke Irwin last up for West Virginia.
Brooke has the ability to put up a huge number on this event. Nice handstand, blind, huge straddle Jaeger. Nice handstand, showed a ton of control. Let's see if she can regroup here, really take her time on the second half. Another hit handstand, beautiful. Another blind change, front giant half right on top of the bar, and a double tuck. She took that hop, but again, Brooke is another one that had a little bit of a mishap. She got an opportunity to compete at Towson last week, ended up having a fall. So to come out here today and not overthink and just do what she knows how to do like she does in practice, she really did a good job.
Career best on vault. That'll certainly be a career best for her on bars as well.
It's a career best night. We'll take it.
Bergstrom with a 9.825. Horowitz dismounting for Iowa State, and we mentioned it earlier, after a fall on bars, a big response from her on beam.
And that's huge for us, not only just for your teammates to respond, but for you individually to respond after a mistake is really big. Shows your control, and that also shows her poise as an upperclassman. You just really learn that as you get older.
Logan Boswell, Hannah William will be the last two on beam for Iowa State. 9.825, the score on floor for Paige Casper. Elise Tisler and Carmela Calafati will finish things off for the Tigers. Brooke Irwin's score being flashed right now. It'll be a 9.725 for the freshman from Fort Lupton, Colorado. So West Virginia, after some struggles on bars last week, clean 6 rotation this time.
And that's exactly what you need, just to be consistent in your training and bring it out here, not reinventing the wheel, just getting the job done and finding the lineups that are going to go in. There's still a huge amount of girls in this lineup that I saw warm up for West Virginia that have great routines, so it's just pushing the people in front of them and really just gearing up for the end of the season and the big scores you want.
48.775, West Virginia's best rotation on bars by .275 this year. So season best on vault, now season best on bars, and they sit at 97.8 through 2 rotations. And arguably their 2 best rotations are to come, beam and floor.
For sure. Unfortunately, it looks like a little bit of a
injury to Elise Tisler on floor. It's a beautiful sport, but it's also such a dangerous sport to compete.
It is, and you never want to see anyone get hurt. They work so hard. Every athlete just really wants to do well, so when you see it happen, it really hurt for them. Take it over to beam here, watch Iowa State. Nice back handspring layout, step out, really clean. You can see her finesse all the way through her fingertips.
Logan Boswell.
Nice full turn.
First time she's competed beam this year, you wouldn't know it.
Absolutely not. It's beautiful. She looks super confident and calm. Nice cartwheel gainer full. A little bit of a pike down there. She did get the stick. She should be really happy with that first routine.
Hannah William will be the final competitor for Iowa State on beam. Looks like Clemson posted some solid scores. Another look at that dismount on beam.
You can see that she really gets some height off the beam. She did pike down. Actually did take a tiny bit of a wiggle with her foot there. You know judges will be looking for every single little detail.
Hannah William getting instructions. Again, the floor is delayed right now due to an injury to Towson. They still have one competitor to go after this one. Hannah William waiting her turn on beam.
I see 199 flashed over there. I can't quite see the other one, but solid performance on beam.
9.875, the season best for William, coming at Northern Illinois on January 13th, and also a career best for the sophomore from Mountain Lakes, New Jersey. Just 4'10", so different look compared to some of the taller gymnasts on beam. Great to see Elise Tissler being helped to her feet now. Crowd showing their appreciation for her hard work today.
Starting out on beam with the leap series. A little bit short on those 180s. Like I said, judges really want to see almost that overextension. But beautiful handspring layout.
Also with a 9.9 in front of her on beam. That's the best beam score we've seen today.
I really like Iowa State's flare up there. They're showing some really good dance, just really exudes their confidence.
Cyclones will be back in Morgantown for the Big 12 Championships in several weeks. It's got to make you more comfortable to get a meet under your belt during that season going into such an important meet.
For sure. It definitely get a different kind of vibe when you compete somewhere multiple times a year.
So Iowa State finishing up on beam. Carmela Califatti will will finish for Towson on 4. A freshman. How tough is it, especially as a freshman, to follow an injury to a teammate as we see the dismount on beam?
You know, it's tough in any sport. You never want to see your teammate go down, but ultimately you have to do it for them. You almost get this different kind of energy that you're going to go out there and, you know, kind of honor them with just going out and doing your best. So we'll see how the freshman handles this.
Pennsylvania and Region 7 champion in the 4 exercise at level 10 in 2022. A score of 9.8 in that competition.
Huge first pass. Tumbling, front double fold, punch front. Really nice switch side straddle jump.
.985 the score for Williams, so an excellent beam rotation completed for Iowa State.
Second pass here. Really nice Rudy layout, 2 foot to a jump.
Cyclones will post a 49.0501 beam, an excellent score to move to 97.375 in the team score. West Virginia still with a .425 lead over the Cyclones, and of course we're still waiting to see what Towson's final score is going to be on 4. Califatti, excellent.
Another look at that last pass. Beautiful job. Great routine. You would never know she was a freshman. That's a tough spot to be in after following an injury like that. She handled it really nicely.
But she really enjoyed herself during that routine as well. Lots of smiles.
She did, and something that head coach Jay Ramirez said about Towson is they have such strong senior leadership. They've almost taken the freshmen and taught them how to be good athletes.
Halfway home here in Morgantown, back to the third rotation after this on Big 12 Now on ESPN+.
Has always been there. It's been more of a mental game for her. As a senior, she's really just learned how to manage her anxiety. And you know what? She said she actually uses her nervousness before each event as fuel instead of making her scared. So she just realizes that it's a part of the sport, and she's capitalizing on it versus being scared of it.
Let's talk about this third rotation a bit. I think it's going to be so pivotal. WVU 34th on beam, Towson 34th on vault, Iowa State 32nd on floor, and that tends to be a higher scoring rotation anyway. Eastern Michigan trying to build on a 50th in QS on bars. So talking before this meet with Iowa State and with Jay Renee, and he was saying, I expect to see it come down to the 4th rotation, West Virginia and Iowa State and Towson, and it was like, that's what we're going to get.
These teams are so well matched, but that's what makes it so much fun.
Came in very even as well in the all-around. Towson was actually the highest scoring team entering the day, 31st in the nation, WVU 38th, Iowa State 44th, Eastern Michigan 57th. So we're getting what we expected, which is a tight, competitive meet. West Virginia, Iowa State on the floor, Towson on vault, Michigan will be on bars. WVU season best, 48.85. Iowa State's posted a 49.025 on 4. Towson a 48.975 on vault. Eastern Michigan's best on bars, 49.175. So all three of these teams, very capable of posting scores.
Judges now taking control of their event. This is going to be a huge rotation for all these teams.
Preparing for beam, and we said it earlier, Kaylin, this is probably their two best events coming back to back.
We talked about starting off with strong leadership. This beam lineup actually starts with 3 seniors and then Kendra Combs in the 4th spot as a 5th year. That's huge. Huge to have such experienced beam workers up there. It makes all the difference.
It's a lot of experience over 4 and 5 years in Kendra's case, competing for WVU. Good first vault from Towson to lead things off.
Nice clean vault in the air.
Four underway as well for Iowa State.
Handoff double pike.
Beam starting for West Virginia.
Nice. Oh, I was going to say nice Ginger over there on bars. A little bit of an extra swing there. Emily Holmes-Hackford taking it away for West Virginia on beam. Nice hit.
Responded really well to struggles on bars with a great beam rotation last Friday at Towson.
She did, and that's just the athlete that Emily is. You know, some people get down on themselves after they have a mistake. Emily just gets mad, and she comes back even stronger. You're
going to want to wait and watch her on floor as well. Coming off a career best at Towson last Friday, scoring a 9.925.
I've mentioned this multiple times about Emily. She's just so aggressive on this event.
Big roar from Iowa State on floor. They were able to move from 4th to 3rd between the 1st and 2nd rotations as Holmes-Hackford dismounts off beam.
Nice gainer full dismount. She did take that hop backwards, but overall great routine on the beam. Good lead off for the Mountaineers. Take a look at Towson here on vault. Another Yurchenko full, almost a stuck landing. You can see those lines actually behind the vaults. It's for the judges to make sure they're in line with the vault. You don't want to land outside. That's an adduction if you do land on that white line or outside of it.
Pairs the 9.5 on bars. Kyrie Lowe next for Eastern Michigan. Kaya Parker next for Iowa State after Laura Cook competes at 4.
Really beautiful combination on bars. It was a toe hand to a half pirouette. Nice pack salto. Beautiful cast handstand there. Line change, front giant, double front. Takes that step forward. That was a great routine.
9.725 the score on vault. Wojcik leads off with a 9.8 on 4 for the Cyclones.
Abby Pearson up on beam. She's another one of those athletes like Emily that just is really aggressive. She's so calm on this event.
Holmes-Hackford leads off with a 9.8 for West Virginia.
Abby starting with her standing front tuck. Such a difficult skill. Ready for a series here. Back handspring. Lay out 2 feet. That is actually an E skill. You really want to show a stretched position. Standing back pike. Straddle jump, straddle quarter.
Pair of 9.725s and a 9.7 so far on vault for Towson.
I'll be ready for her dismount. Back handspring, 1.5. In the tuck position, tiny scoot.
Hugs for Laura Cook on 4. Second competitor for Iowa State in this rotation. Fits off with a 9.775 on vault. Here's Belanovsky.
Really nice vault in the air. She's a taller gymnast as well, so she shows a lot of height off the table. Another look at Abby's routine here. What's interesting about Abby Pearson is she has multiple series she can do. So sometimes she can connect that front tuck to a back handspring for her series, but you can see how she adjusted there. She was a little bit off, ended up having to throw the back handspring layout into the routine. That's something Jason said he wanted to work on with them, is being able to think a little bit more quickly on your feet. And the judges don't know what your routine is, so you really just want to be confident up there and not show them that you made a mistake, and Abby did a really good job.
Another 9.8 for West Virginia from Pearson. 9.825 the score for Cook on 4 for the Cyclones. Kiana Yancey next on beam for West Virginia. Then it'll be Kendra Combs, Carly Nelson, and Chloe Asper for the Mountaineers. Last vaulter for Towson, Mia Davis.
Another Yurchenko full.
Davis has been a vaulting specialist, second team All-Eagle last year on this event as a freshman.
See Kiana doing her series here. Back handspring, layout, layout, step out. Beautiful job. A little bit ahead of herself on her dance there. She just needs to regroup, take a deep breath, just trust herself. Split jump, straddle quarter.
.48.775 the rotation score for Towson on vaults.
Kiana getting ready for her dismount here. Round off 1.5. Hop forward there. Overall good routine.
Kaya Parker competing now for Iowa State on floor. Just finishing up her routine. Trinity Macy with a 9.675 for Eastern Michigan on bars. She was their third competitor.
Another look at Kiana's dismount there. The good thing about Kiana Yancey's routine is she has such a difficult series with the back handspring layout, step out, layout, step out. She doesn't need a lot of skill. So if she can nail that, her routine's pretty short. She should have a really good chance of getting a high score.
Winning the score for Kiana Yancey as Kendra Combs is on deck. To Sakira Muhammad. 9.85 the score being shown from the judge on facing us. A 9.85 as well on this side, and it will be a 9.85.
West Virginia really capitalizing on the opportunity, building on the 9.8s. That's exactly what this team needs, and that's what Jason's looking for.
Final instructions for Kendra Combs. Fist pump from Sakira Muhammad. She's ready to go. Palacios, William, and Diab will finish after a 9.875 on 4 for Parker and Iowa State.
Nice bar routine for Eastern Michigan. Really difficult dismount. Full twisting double tuck. She sticks the landing. Chest is a little bit down, so they'll probably take on that. But overall, really good job for Eastern Michigan over there.
Boris has been excellent through 3 rotations so far.
Kendra setting up for her first series here. Nice hitch kick, front aerial back tuck. Really difficult dismount. Again, like Kiana, a lot of bonus in that series. She handled it so well. Watch this leap here. She shows so much amplitude. Huge switch side, a little bit off, chest is down. Showing a tiny bit of nerves here. But she's moving through it really well.
Dismount on the way.
punch, front tuck full, sticks the landing. She made up for a little bit of those bobbles in the routine with the stuck landing.
9.825 the score for Boris on bars. This is Crossan finishing up for the Eagles.
Huge Tkachev on bars. Nice double layout. Another stuck dismount for Eastern Michigan. She's so excited about that.
We talked about the Eastern Michigan team early on, Kaylin, not getting wins, but showing improvement. That's continued today, and I think that bar rotation was their best.
Yeah, something that Katie Minnesota, their head coach, talked about is just finding your role. Whether you're competing, whether you're a senior, whether you're a freshman, just really trusting each other, having confidence in each other, coming together. They're putting things together a little bit slowly, but ultimately they are getting better and improving a little bit each meet, and that's what she wants to see.
What's being said to Carly Nelson right now? What's the normal final discussion on beam?
I think just be you. Just do your normal gymnastics. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can see her smiling, laughing there. We talked about that a little bit earlier. That's kind of how you don't get in your head, is just to be light, have fun with it. This is just the opportunity of a lifetime, and gosh, you just got to enjoy it.
William and Diab on deck for Iowa State on floor. Palacios matching Parker with a 9.875. It's been a great rotation as expected on floor for the Cyclones.
Iowa State is so strong on floor. That's one of the events that they are just really aggressive on, really clean on, and yeah, they just are a strong team over there.
Hard to find a conference better than the Big 12 in terms of floor depth top to bottom. All four teams are really good.
Get Carly serious here. Back handspring layout, step out, nailed it. She's competed multiple times this year on this event, and she does not look like a freshman.
Coming off a pair of 9.65s against Maryland here and at Towson last week.
Just a quick look over Iowa State. Huge double layout for first pass.
William competing.
Another hitch kick, side aerial for Carly, into a split jump. See her smile up there. She's getting more and more comfortable each week. Nice back handspring, gainer full, sticks the landing, and basically gets tackled by her teammates.
We've seen these freshmen for West Virginia really have great meets across the board.
And we've talked about that from the beginning. Jason said that these freshmen are just, they're starting to understand what it takes, you know, putting in extra turns in practice, training a little bit more consistently, you know, and they want to contribute, and they want to contribute well.
Waiting on the score for William, it'll be Diab competing after this for Iowa State.
Last pass on floor, nice double tuck.
We're about to go up for Carly Nelson in West Virginia. 9.85 being shown by the far judge. 9.9 being shown by the near judge, so 9.875. Again, easily her career best. 9.65 was the previous mark.
We said this was a career best night. We're just making it a thing now.
Will be enough to win West Virginia to meet. We'll find out. It's going to be close between Towson, WVU, and Iowa State. As
expected, it always comes down to every little detail, like we've mentioned multiple times. But that's what makes it fun. That's what makes it exciting for the team, for the crowd. That's why we're here on Sunday Fun Day. Gotta love it.
Chloe Asper will finish things off on beam for West Virginia. Gets the flag. Green means go. 9.875 for Nelson in front of her.
Chloe, the veteran on this event.
9.854 for Williams, so Diab will bring it home, but an excellent rotation for Iowa State on floor.
Serious here. Another handspring layout, step out, layout, step out. She really gave nothing away there. Beautiful for full turn, so's extension. Beat jump, straddle half, difficult jump series there. I don't know, Michael, I'm not seeing much to get on this rotation. Oh my gosh. Beautiful routine for Chloe.
Mountaineers' worst score entering that was a 9.8, so they're going to have a great score here in this rotation. Iowa State's got a 49.225 with Diab's score on 4 still to be posted.
Big events for these teams this rotation.
48.325 the score for Eastern Michigan this rotation on bars. 145 and a little bit of change their team score.
Really nice middle pass for Iowa State there. Really clean. She does the jump out of it. Shows so much control.
Diab has a 9.925 on 4 this year for Iowa State.
Another look at Chloe's dismount. I wish she would have showed just a little bit more control. I mean, it was such a good routine. I think she got too excited at the end there, but wow, what a rotation for West Virginia on beam.
Already posted season best on vault and bars, trying to do the same on beam. Towson with a 48.775 on that rotation, 146.675 is their team score, which trails West Virginia and Iowa State both right now.
Another really clean pass.
9.85 being shown by the far judge for Chloe Asper. Looks like we might have a conversation as the judge on the near side has gotten up from her seat to caucus.
Another look at the last pass there. Rudy layout, step out. Really clean, doesn't give anything away on the landing.
Any guesses what this discussion could be for Asper's routine?
Honestly, I don't know. I feel like she made all her connections. She had her sides go with a round off 1.5 dismount.
As the judges discuss it, we'll take a break here, come back. We'll give you scores going to the 4th rotation. We know it's going to be close. West Virginia has a slight lead right now. Will they be able to get a couple more points off Asper? We'll find out after this. You're watching NCAA Gymnastics on Big 12 on ESPN+. 1 rotation to go from the Coliseum as a 9.925 is shown for Diab on 4. This is all 4 of these teams' best event. West Virginia is 23rd on floor. Iowa State's 23rd on vault. Towson is 15th on bars. And Eastern Michigan's 45th on beam. So all 4 of these teams have a chance to put some big numbers up here in the 4th rotation.
This is going to be a really exciting rotation. We know the rivalries between all of these teams. We know how well matched up these teams are. It's going to come down to every single little detail. You don't want to give anything away on this rotation.
West Virginia beat Iowa State in the Big 12 meet last year, but it's been a while since they've had a Big 12 regular season win. They're in position to beat Iowa State right now.
You just saw that first Iowa State vault. Really big Chenko full. Little bit of a hip spike down. Hops a tiny bit.
Iowa State's been consistently good. Their best on vault is a 49.025, but their NQS is a 49 even. So that tells you every time they vault, they're right around that 49.
You want to show that consistency, absolutely.
Towson will know where they stand because on vault they'll be done first.
You have sophomore Anna Lee starting off for the Mountaineer floor party. Another big Yuchenko full. Again, a little bit of a hop. Like I said, you don't want to be giving anything away on this rotation. Anna's first pass there. Front full, front layout. Steps right into dance, shows control.
Palacios leads off on vault with a 9.775 for Iowa State.
Nice beam routine going for Eastern Michigan. I had the opportunity to watch her compete. She almost has smiles choreographed into this routine. helps with your confidence. It helps keep you calm.
A little bit of extra mustard on that reaction after she dismounted. Good stuff. Going with a 9.725 second vault for Iowa State. You just saw the third one.
Anna's last pass here coming up. Front handspring, front double full. Again, showing so much control.
Anna Lee leading off for West Virginia on 4, coming off a 9.725 at Towson. She has a 9.825 as a season best, and also her career best very narrowly. Had a 9.925 last February.
We know how impressive this floor lineup can be for West Virginia. Another look at our leap series. Shows that oversplit I was talking about earlier.
Bergstrom with a 9.775 vault for Iowa State. Boychuk, Parker, and Hong still to go for the Cyclones. And that's what you were talking about with the lines.
For sure. It's a nice vault in the air, big one. You can see a little bit of leg separation on the landing, and then that 1 foot was out of bounds. So they will take off for that.
Could be the difference between a first place and a second place, and maybe even a third place for Iowa State.
Take a look at Towson on bars. They are so fantastic on this event. Very clean.
Keener led up with a 9.75. Hong is up now on bars. Clara Hong for Towson. Stuckey led up with a 9.8 on beam for Eastern Michigan. Cassie Bergen up now.
Blind change, front double front, sticks the landing. That is such a difficult, dismount to stick, and she did it. It's a blind landing coming forward. She nailed it.
Bergen, Paris, Boris, Parker, and Hong, the lineup for Eastern Michigan. Boychuk with a 9.825, the fourth vaulter for Iowa State. Here's number 5.
Another Yurchenko fold. Those are the sticks we're talking about.
Just feel the energy in this place. All 4 of these teams know this is their bread and butter. This is what they do well.
For sure. You love that energy, but ultimately you got to focus on the task in front of you. You got to get your job done, and that's going to make the rest of the team just fuel from your energy. And it's up to the judges after that.
9.825 for Lee matches her season best on 4 for West Virginia. Boychuk with a 9.625. Iowa State would like to drop that one on vault with 2 vaulters to go. Hong with a 9.875 on bars for Towson. Green, Valancourt, Makasu, their next 3.
We have Kiana Lewis here on floor, second up for the Mountaineers. An event she just thrives on.
9.875 last time, a season best.
We were talking about the sass you need earlier. Kiana's definitely got it. First pass. Beautiful Rudy layout step out.
.985 for Parker on vault. Emily Hong will finish the day for the Cyclones.
You really can see each of these teams. I have chills from the energy.
Across the board, too, all 4 teams are really feeling it right now in this 4th rotation.
Fortunately for Eastern Michigan, had a couple falls on that last routine, so this is going to be a really big routine that brings them back on track. You can't focus on that. You got to move forward.
And Boris is the person you want up in this kind of situation. 8.2 for Bergen. Kiana Lewis followed by Kiana Yancey on 4 for West Virginia.
Last pass here. On-off handspring, double tuck. Pops the lunge there.
Two down for West Virginia, 2 excellent routines on 4 for Lee and Lewis. Yancey, Pearson, Combs, and Holmes-Hacker will be the final 4 on the floor for West Virginia. 9-8 for Emily Hong. So Iowa State has put up a marker. 195.825 is their final score. It leads at this point, of course. And by far their best score of the season. 194.875 was their best entering today. So almost improved that by an entire point. We knew it was coming from them. We knew they couldn't have 3 bad meets in a row.
You know, you just got to start to put it together. You can't overthink it. Yes, you have mistakes sometimes, but ultimately all 3 of these teams talked about when you have mistakes, you just got to learn from it. You can't focus on it, dwell on it. You just take it as it is. You use it as a learning experience, and you make changes to those mistakes. You don't just keep doing the same thing. So I think we're seeing a lot of those changes here today.
Valancourt just competed on bars for Towson. They're stacking scores as well, a 9.75, a 9.875, and a 9.85 so far with Valancourt and Makasu. One's done, one on deck. 9.85 for Lewis for West Virginia on floor.
See the Mountaineers building here. Just got to keep it going.
Paris, Boris, Crossan, and Chamati will be the final competitors for Eastern Michigan.
Opposite to what I was talking about on beam for the Mountaineers is they actually start the beam rotation with 4 experienced competitors. Floor, we're ending with the same 4 experienced competitors. So you can see how much value that this team has in that leadership and how much they're leading by example for the underclassmen.
Another excellent score on bars for Towson, 9.875. And a 9.95 being shown by the far judge on floor. You just hear the roar building from the West Virginia fans and gymnasts. A 9.9, the score.
You can see the whole sideline just jumping up and down.
And like you said, to get that in the 3rd spot means there's more room to grow and build in the final 3 spots.
The 2nd spot.
Yes.
We're on the 3rd spot.
Yes, that's right. 2nd spot. You're right.
We got even more room.
Paris the 9.7 on beam for Eastern Michigan.
It's exactly what they wanted after the mistake before.
So Lewis matches her career high on floor with that 9.9.
Kiana Yancey's first pass here, huge double pike. You can see how she lands their chest up, just so easy for her.
We talked about consistency, 9.85, 9.85, 9.825, her 3 scores on floor this year.
She's just competing really, really well. She's enjoying it too, you can tell. Second pass, round off 1.5, front half to a stag jump. Taking time to show off this wonderful new Leo.
What was your favorite?
Leotard?
Favorite Leo, yep.
Oh gosh. Listen, the leotards did not look like they do now. Our Leos back in the day, I'm aging myself, had way less sparkles, so this is way more fun. Last pass here for Kiana. Double tuck, pops that lunge again.
No flash photography, but that uniform that Leo is sparkling right now, and after a sparkling performance.
I don't think that this camera does any justice to any of these leotards. They are sparkly under these lights.
Boris with a 9.75 for Eastern Michigan. They have Crossan and Chamati left on beam. After waiting their 3rd floor score. Again, Iowa State's in the clubhouse with a 195.825. Led by a 9.85 from Kaya Parker. Makasu continuing a great bars rotation for Towson with a 9.85. Their worst score is a 9.75. Everybody else has posted a 9.85 or better.
It's definitely coming down to the wire.
9.85, the 4 score being shown on the near side. 9.95 being shown on the far side. So another 9.9 for West Virginia. That's what it's going to take to win today.
Absolutely. This is what makes it so much fun.
Good dismount on beam from Eastern Michigan.
A nice stuck landing. Those last 3 routines were very, very well done for Eastern Michigan.
Crossan finishing up. Abby Pearson on deck for West Virginia. And you see there, Towson has passed Iowa State, 195.875.
These are so close. See what Abby can do.
(9.9) to finish up for Minervini on bars. So Towson's in the clubhouse as well, 195.875. They lead.
Abby just started with a huge double layout. Landed it so well, so much control. She's having so much fun.
It's contagious with this group, isn't it?
It's amazing to see. I've been lucky enough to watch these girls grow from freshmen into seniors, and you know, none of them would have showed off their floor routine probably quite as well their freshman year. It's such a learning experience, but I mean, Abby's just taking advantage of every opportunity she's been given.
And it goes by so quickly. Just 2 home meets after this one, plus Big 12s.
Too quick. Gotta enjoy it.
9.85 for Crossan on beam for Eastern Michigan.
Abby's last pass here. Front handspring, front layout, front full. A little bit under rotated there. Got a little ahead of herself. Still a really great routine.
Shamati is the final beam competitor for Eastern Michigan. Then it'll be all West Virginia on floor the rest of the way.
Beautiful series there, really difficult. Front aerial straight into a back handspring layout, step out.
Another look at that.
Huge double layout. Chest is up at the ends, legs are together.
9.8 being shown by the fire judge on floor.
That's sometimes the hard part. You kind of see the scores building in front of you. You really don't want to put too much pressure on yourself. You just got to go out and do your gymnastics.
It's a 9.825.
Still a great score.
Eastern Michigan's done. Good day for them. We talked about just building on previous performances. They certainly did that against good competition today.
Another fantastic routine for them. Like we talked about, there was a mistake earlier. The 4 girls after her absolutely nailed it. That's exactly what you want to see from your lineup. You cannot dwell on the mistakes that are made. You just have to capitalize on it.
Second time this year we see Kendra Combs on floor. She did step out of bounds last week and got a 0.1 deduction, so a solid score minus that deduction.
Got herself a little too excited, but we're here in the Coliseum. We talk about the senior veterans, but this one knows how to get a floor routine done. First pass. Front through to double pike. Wanted to show a little bit more control on that landing.
9.9 being shown on beam for Eastern Michigan. They're done. Finishing strong.
Kendra's leap series there.
Two competitors to go for West Virginia.
Kendra gearing up, last pass here. Not a handspring, double tuck, and she sticks it. Signature move there.
Kendra Combs for West Virginia.
Beautiful job.
Well, comes down to Emily Holmes-Hackard for West Virginia. Towson with a 196.025. Iowa State a 195.825. Lots of smiles and hugs from Travis Stoke and Jason Butts for Kendra Combs as we take another look at that pass.
A look at the last pass. Nice double tuck.
194.05 is the final score for Eastern Michigan. So they will finish 4th, but a solid day for them here at the Coliseum. Winning the score for Kendra Combs, a 9.75 being shown by the far judge.
Like we talked about multiple times, you really can't control, it's a subjective sport, so you really can't control what the judges are going to see and what they're going to take. Jason talked about that multiple times from the beginning. You really don't want to focus on what the judges are going to do. You just got to get your job done.
You see it there, a 9.825 for Kendra Combs. Wait for WVU's total to refresh here. 196.275. So West Virginia has won this meet, even with Holmes-Hackard to come.
We've seen this routine from Emily before. Just stunning. Coming off 9.925 last weekend. She has the ability to surpass that.
49.725 already for West Virginia in this rotation, pending Holmes-Hackard's score.
Birdie to lay out 2 feet. Just straddle jump. Nice leap series. Taking her final breaths. Last pass, round off handspring, double pike. Absolutely nails the landing.
Emily Holmes-Hackard finishing a strong day for West Virginia.
Such a great routine. Really good rotation for the Mountaineers. Again, you can't always focus on what the judges are going to do. I think overall they had a really, really great day here.
Again, after we wrap up, we'll stay on for the awards ceremony, so we will stop talking, probably to your joy. But you can watch the awards ceremony, see who finishes first. But we know West Virginia's won the team title, just waiting that final score for Holmes-Hackard. And all 4 schools, Kaylin, have posted their team score season bests. 196.275, waiting on Holmes-Hackard's score for West Virginia. 196.025 for Towson, 195.825 for Iowa State, 194.05 for Eastern Michigan.
And I just saw one judge flash a 9.95. We'll see what the final is here for Emily.
It's another 9.925 for Emily Holmes-Hackard.
Very well deserved.
So a 196.375. That's a score that you're going to want to have in your pocket looking at NCAA.
Absolutely. Yep, all of these teams had a solid day here. I think each team is starting to build. We're going to see great gymnastics.
Once again, the final score is West Virginia wins with an unofficial score of 196.375. Towson 196.025. Iowa State in 3rd, 195.825. Eastern Michigan in 4th, 195.05. So for the wonderful crew here in Morgantown, including my analyst, Kaylin Millick, I am Michael Minnick saying thanks so much for watching so long from the WVU Coliseum. All games airing on the ESPN Network, so streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. Goodbye from the University City.
score of 9.85. From Iowa State, Kaya Parker. And from West Virginia, Brooke Irwin. On the bars, in first place with a score of 9.9 from Towson, Isabella Minervini. On the beam, with a first place score of 9.9 from Eastern Michigan, Ella Chamati. And from Iowa State, Logan Boswell. In first place on the floor with a score of 9.925 from Iowa State, Maddie Diab. And from West Virginia, Emily Holmes-Hackard. In the all-around, in first place with the score of 39.375 from West Virginia, Kiana Yancey. And now for our team results. In fourth place with a score of 194.050, Eastern Michigan. In third place with a score of 195.825, Iowa State. In second place with a score of 196.025, Towson. And in first place with a score of 196.375, your West Virginia Mountaineers.